Hello, my name is Wayne Alexander, and today we're going to be taking a look at lead management. I'm going to be using the web version of CRM 2011 to show you the lead management video, but I can confirm it's exactly the same process in the Outlook version. Now, today we're going to look at management from a manager's perspective. So, what I want to do is create a view to look at all the leads that have been created um, this week. And then what I'm going to also do is I want a workflow to send me an email when the new lead has come in as well. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and make sure I click on sales and to the leads area CRM. You'll know by default it was set to where it's set to my open leads. That can be changed to all leads. But what I'm going to do is I want to create a personal view. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on the View tab, and I'm going to select New Personal View. Now, this video today is a combination of using different things. So it's going to be a combination of using Advanced Find and using Workflow. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell the system I want to look for leads. Now, normally I would say where the status equals to open, but that's not necessarily the case because what if you have a situation where a lead was created on Monday and it was closed by Thursday? And by me having a status equals to open, it means that that lead wouldn't qualify to be part of my view. So I'm not going to go for status. I'm just going to go for created on, and I'm going to say this week. Now, as you know, Advanced Find is dynamic. So what it means is the data that we see this week can be completely different when we click on results. So it can be completely different if I was to click on results the following week. The data would automatically update itself. So I've put created on this week. I'm going to click on edit columns to show different information in my view. So I do want the person's name, the company name, and a business phone, but I also want to add let's see what we have here. I want to go ahead and add the street values as well. So I want to add actually street 1 and 2. I also want to add my city, and I want the person's email address as well. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK. As I mentioned before in my video on how to create views, if you don't like the order in which the columns are added, you can simply click on the column so that it's highlighted in green and move them, which is exactly what I'm going to do now. So I want the full name, I then want the company name, I want street 1, street 2, city, business phone and email. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And I could go ahead and hit results if I want to, just to see what data comes up, but I'm just going to go ahead and quickly click on Save As, and I'm going to call this leads created this week. Okay, so I've gone ahead and created my own personal view. I'll come out of there. If I was to go ahead and click on the drop down now, first of all, let me go ahead and press F5 to refresh the page. Let's wait for that to go through. And now if I go back to my sales section and leads and click on the drop down, you can see the new view there, leads created this week. And there's the information that we can see. So we've created that that view. Next step is to create the workflow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to the settings area of CRM, and now the best practice would be to create this workflow in a solution. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my solutions. Now I'm going to use an existing solution, and I'll go for account amendments. I mean, I could have clicked on new and created a new solution, but I'm going to go ahead and use my existing solution, and I'm going to go ahead and go to processes, and I'm going to create a new process. Now the new process I'm going to create is my email alert. So email alert when a new lead is created. Try and be as descriptive as possible. I'm going to go ahead and select my lead entity, and the category is going to be workflow, and click OK. And we'll go through to the workflow screen. What I'm going to simply do is first of all set the scope to organization. I'm going to leave it as when a record is created. It's going to be an automatic workflow, and all I'm simply going to say is when a record is created, I want the system to send an email. As always, put in a description in the description area. So I'm going to say send an email when a lead is created. Actually, send an email to Wayne Manager. Okay, so as you know, you could always create a new message or use a template. I'm going to click on create new message and hit set properties. And who's the email going to be sent from? Well, the email is going to be sent from the owner of the lead. And who's the email going to be sent to? Well, this time I'm going to actually click on the lookup icon, and the email is going to be sent to a user, and that user is going to be myself. And I'm just going to put in some details here of the email. So in the subject line, I'm just going to say the following lead has been created. And what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to put in a data field into the subject line. So maybe I'm going to put in the lead's full name. So scroll down the list here until I find the lead's full name. Let me see what we have. As a matter of fact, what I'll simply do is put in their first name, do a space, and go ahead and put in the last name. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'll just put details of exactly what's the details of the lead that's been created. So I'm just going to put in here owner. As a matter of fact, first of all, I'll start with created on owner topic full name and maybe the email address of this lead. Now I'm putting these details in on the assumption that I just don't want to click straight into CRM and get that information. I want it there in the email so I can contact that person straight away. So I'm going to go ahead and select created on and make sure that that data field's in the correct spot. Same thing with owner, and I'm just going through and I'm putting all of these details into my email. Take that and put that in there. Topic as well, exactly the same thing. Full name. As you know, what I'll do in this case is do first name and last name. And last but certainly not least will be the email address. So I'll just go ahead and put that data field in here. Okay, so I put those details, and all I'm going to do now is save and close, and as always I'd like to stop that workflow once it's complete. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit save, and once I've done that I'm going to go ahead and activate my workflow. As you know, you need to activate the workflow to make it available for the system to use, and that workflow is now complete. So what did we do? We created a personal view for the manager so you could see leads that were created this week, and then we went ahead and we created the workflow to alert us when the leads have actually come in. One final step, and this is a quick one. What we could also do is quickly just create a dashboard to show that information within the dashboard as well. So I'm just going to go to dashboards, click on new, use a template. Let me use 2-column regular, and I'm going to call this dashboard lead management, and go ahead and hit save. And first thing I'm going to do is I am going to bring in a list. Now the list I'm going to bring in is going to be based on the lead entity, of course, because this is for dashboards, and I'm going to use my view, leads created this week. Then I'm going to bring in another view. This time it's going to be all of the open leads. So I'll just get an idea of all of these open leads that has come in. I'm going to go ahead and expand again, and this time I'm going to select a chart, and if I go to leads, maybe it's just a case that I would like a visual on the leads that were created this week. So I'm going to go ahead and use the leads by rating, so you can see automatically there's 2 hot, 2 warm and 1 cold. And last but certainly not least, I'll do exactly the same thing again, but this time I'm going to do the chart based on open leads. Now I could do leads by rating, but this time I want to do leads by owner. I'm going to go ahead and click OK and save and close. So what I did there was just quickly put together a dashboard of all the leads that were created this week, all the open leads, and then I got a visual because I've got a chart based on those 2 views. Okay, so for lead management, I've showed you how to create the personal view, how to create the workflow to send out that email, and then how to create a dashboard to just get a visual effect on those views in the terms of charts. Thank you.